I'm joined today by David Sherman, who's been our Director of Student Services in the department for a couple decades now. And David is about to retire, and I just wanted to spend a few minutes talking with him before he took off. So thanks for joining us, David.
Thanks for having me.
So as I understand it, you came to the university in 1980 and then joined the communication program in 1986 or 87. We're not exactly sure.
I'm not sure either.
What brought you into the position that you took here?
I was attracted to the job because the School of Communications had a journalism program.
Okay.
And as somebody who's spent a lot of time studying history, and some of my favorite historians, narrative historians, were journalists, I thought, hey, I want to get into this advising job, advising journalism students. So that was the thing that really drew me to the department, the fact that it had a journalism program.
And that you immediately started advising students, right, in terms of their programs?
Right.
Yeah, so what was compelling and what has been compelling about that over the years for you?
The thing I like best about the job is helping students to think about how to think about their education. I especially love students who are intellectually engaged and who have a broad range of interests. Because I don't think of myself as just a communication advisor. I think of myself as an academic advisor, and I'm there to help them put together the whole package. And I really get excited about students who have a broad array of interests and they want to spend every credit wisely to achieve their educational goals or career goals. And it's just a good advising day to me is when every student who comes in really wants to pick your brain and make you jump through all the hoops to give them as much help as you can. And I'm always smiling when those people leave my office if they're really engaged and they're here for a good reason.
Do students have to come see you to get your advice, or could they go through the major without seeing you?
They could, yeah, and we have so many that there are some who do.
But what's the value of coming to see you? They get your wisdom, and then it helps them to reflect upon what they're doing.
Right. It's like, when they start here, it's like we're building something. We're building their academic career here, and we're there, like the contractors help them to choose the right product to get where they want to go. And the ones who are really focused tend to use this the most. 'Cause they want our advice about how to get into classes, how to spend their elective credits, and they can be just as important as their major. Your degree is 180 credits, and only 50 of them are in the major. So what do you do with all the rest? To really build something strong for yourself when you're leaving here, you've got a good shot at getting a job or going on to graduate school and so forth. So.
Let me ask you about some of the things that you might experience in a typical day in your advising. Students crying in your office?
Oh yeah, we all have boxes of Kleenex in our office.
Students joyful, excited, happy?
Yeah. I didn't get in the program, why not? Tissues. I got a scholarship, yay! So, and you get people coming in with, we deal with all sorts of problems down there. Personal problems, all kinds of stuff.
And you help to solve those.
Right, and we refer a lot of students to, for psychological counseling occasionally, not a lot of them, but occasionally we send some over to who are having emotional problems, who aren't, especially, a student comes here from some small town far away and they're plopped into the UW with no support system, and we like to become their support system, and that means sometimes getting them help to deal with emotional issues and so forth. So.
Are you ever troubled by students who are upset? Or as long as they're trying to be good students, you probably don't mind, right?
No, we're there to help them, to do everything we can for them. There have been very few students that have actually, I don't think I've ever actually yelled at any of them. We're there to help them, and that's what we like doing. So. Yeah.
So you've been through a lot in the Department of Communication. It was formerly the School of Communications or the Department of Speech Communication. Those two departments came together, and you've been here since 1986 or 87. So you're almost 3 decades. What are some of what are some of your impressions about the program over time?
That this merger, the interesting thing about the merger was that this made so much sense to the students, they were doing it anyways. A lot of the school communication majors were double majoring in speech communication. So I think the merger has made us made a stronger department where students with a wider set of interests could really fulfill their goals here. So I think the merger was actually a really good thing, although I don't know that everybody was pleased with it at the time, but it's turned into a great thing. And the advising office now, the money that you and energy you put into that has made the advising office, I think, a model for the whole college. I mean, because it's really an office now of student development, which is what we really should be doing down there, not just academic advising, but it's the whole package. And God, with having everybody from Jessica down there helping students with research, I'm always talking to students, if you leave this university without having done a major research paper, you're shortchanging yourself. And now she's down there being a great resource for those kids to help them put together a research, do research and do an actual long research.
That's our librarian, yeah.
Right. And then, Erica, I think, is just a fabulous choice for the first point of contact down there. And Arya's great with internships, and Felicia is going to be a great director of academic services. I mean, you got a great crew down there.
All modeled after the kind of work that you've put into your students. I mean, the empathy, the passion you have for our students is just unparalleled around here. Where's that coming from inside you?
Well, when I was a student, my interests were really interdisciplinary, and the reason I didn't get a PhD was because I couldn't find a PhD program that would allow me to do what I wanted to do. So I like students who have their own intellectual agenda and help them put it together. That makes me feel really good if I can help a student do that. The nice thing about the communication major, I think, is that it's so broad. Allows students to go down so many different roads it makes such a great double major with so many other majors, like political science, people interested in political communication. I mean, it's an obvious double major. I really like working with those students too, who have more than one major interest. And this is a great home for those people.
So what's your big plan for retirement?
Well, we're moving, and
out of Seattle?
Yeah, probably. And I want to have a bigger garden, and I want to be closer to the water so I can be in my kayak more. And I'm planning on just going through my library, which is pretty extensive, and just rereading all the classics. So I'm looking forward to that. Just having endless reading time. Yeah,
sure. Have you been thinking about retiring for a while? I mean, and if so, what led you to this moment?
Becoming 66.
Okay. And what will be the thing you'll miss the most about us?
The students. I really like the students. I love working with students, and that's something I'd miss, I think.
Yeah. Well, I've been here since 19.
And it's a good crew to work with. I mean, the faculty here. There hasn't been anybody on this faculty over the years that I didn't like. And I know other people in my position with whom I've talked that can't say that.
Well, that's generous of you. I've been here since 1998, and when I took over as chair 6 years ago, my first statement to you was, "I'll be chair as long as you're director of student services." So I don't know what I'm going to do now that you're actually departing, but I'm going to miss you tremendously. I really appreciate all that you've contributed.
Well, thank you. It's been great working with you and for you.
Thank you very much.
I just hope alumni come and see this new advising office.
Yeah, we're calling it the Commons, right?
Right, the Commons, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're going to bring them in and do an open house. I think that was your suggestion, actually, to do an open house.
Yeah, I think they'll love it.
Yeah.
Where it's going and stuff, and they'll love the new staff.
Great. Well, hopefully you'll come back and join us for that too.
Yeah, if you have an open house, I'd like to know about it. I would like to come back and see the whole thing when it's all done.
Okay, sure.
Maybe I can ask for an ad code.
Well, we'll give you first we'll give you the stern talking to.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get your registration in when you were supposed to, right? Or what are you waiting for? And then we'll say, did you apply for a scholarship, right? So.
I was late. Come on, I'm 66.
Well, thank you very much, David.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm David Domke. I'm chair of the Department of Communication. This is one of our treasured colleagues here in the Department of Communication, David Sherman. He's going to retire in just a few days from now, and we're going to miss him tremendously. Thank you for joining this Chats with the Chair. Good day.